What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Celio's Network. Today I wanted to talk about the Players' Cup 2 and also recap the Players' Cup 1, my thoughts on how that went, and my thoughts on the Players' Cup 2. If you're interested in my thoughts on it, or how any of this works, or how it is any different from the first Players' Cup, stick around for that, because that's exactly what we're talking about today. So, the Players' Cup 1 was the first ever online official event for the Pokemon trading card game held by the Pokemon Company Incorporated. So this was not including Japanese players or any of the players in the TPC jurisdiction of the game. But so for all TPCI players, all masters in TPCI were allowed to play. There were problems with it. I had a lot of complaints, actually, if you watched my video back when that was first announced. One of my main complaints was you needed to have event tickets to play, because the way to get through the qualifying stage of the Players' Cup 1 was playing in PTCGO standard 8-man events that are always running on the game, and they cost 8 event tickets to play in. I believe people said if you played, I think if you played for a month, you could earn like 60 plus event tickets, I heard people say. So I'm not sure how many event tickets you can actually earn just by grinding versus ladder. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe that was like per week, but I had like over 400, I think, just sitting in my account, so I was good to go. But there is no limit to how much tournament rep you can earn in these events. Now, the way tournament rep worked was 5th through 8th place. Basically, 1st place got 8 points, 8th place got 1, and everything between there. So 7th got 2, 6th got 3, 5th got 4, and so on. So essentially, you could enter these 8-man events and immediately scoop and be rewarded somewhere between 1 and 4 tournament rep. That would hopefully go into your tournament rep if the site was working and counting your tournament rep, which was another issue. And for players like me that had 400 plus tickets, you could just enter, concede, enter, concede, enter, concede, and rack up 1 to 4 tournament rep every time you do that. And, waste less time and more efficiently just gain your tournament rep and get into the top 256 in your region. Now, players did think, and I was one of the people that thought this, that there would be a kind of a gatekeeping out of players who didn't have a lot of tickets, because these players with so many tickets, they would get so much rep. That kind of didn't happen, because a lot of players with a lot of tickets, or more competitive players, there were a fair amount of players not even interested in trying to do this because of how messed up the system was. I know, I saw on Twitter there were people with like 1,000 tickets that either didn't want to play or couldn't play because their PTCGO wasn't connected to their player's account, which would also be an issue. So it was actually pretty easy to get into, at least for the North American region, to get into the top 256. So the problems pretty much were it was based on playing in the PTCGO events with event tickets, no ranked ladder, no special queue, no special tickets, an unlimited amount of entries based on how many tickets you have, and then tournament rep was awarding to people who lost in the first round or conceded immediately. You can still get tournament rep. So those were kind of my issues. I made it through the initial qualifiers, so I was in the top 256, so I got to experience even more of the Players' Cup. Now, after you got into the top 256, you were put into the top 256 of your region, so I was with 255 other North American players. We had to sign up in Discord and Battlefy to get put into the tournament, and then we played until we lost 2 games. It was a double elimination bracket with so many people. That was a feasible way to do it. Best 2 out of 3 games. Now that ran very, very smoothly. I have absolutely no complaints about how that was run, the rules for it, anything like that. They had open deck lists on Battlefy, everything like that. That was really great. I got knocked out in the somewhere between top 128 and top 64, I think. But yeah, that ran really, really well. And it seems like from there on, it continued running really well. I was pleasantly surprised when they sent us out uh, PTCGO deck boxes and sleeves, and also Darkness Ablaze packs for performing well enough to be in the top 256. They sent it directly to our accounts, so I was really happy with that. Yeah, so basically the qualifying stage is what I had the problems with. On to Players Cup 2, they kind of answered everything I wanted. I said, like, the only thing other than introducing a ranked ladder would be to introduce separate queues for the tournaments for the Players Cup. Or give us a new currency, or give us, each player can only enter this many tournaments. And there were several people asking for something like this, and that's exactly what they delivered for Players Cup 2. So Players Cup 2 will be starting in September, the qualifying stages. Let's take a look at exactly how it's going to go. In the first phase, players will compete to reach the top of their rating zone's Pokemon TCG Online Tournament Rep leaderboard in the standard format for the month of October. The top players in each rating zone, after removing ineligible players, will advance and be able to register for the Pokemon Players Cup 2 region qualifiers. There's no charge to enter. So the online tournament rep leaderboard is to get into the top 256, and the Pokemon Players Cup 2 region qualifiers is once you're in the top 256. New features have been added to the Pokemon TCG Online, which is just a statement I have been waiting to hear for years. Have been added in order to support the Pokemon Players Cup 2. All eligible players will have 50 tournament keys added to their Pokemon TCG Online account prior to the start of the qualifier period, which runs from September 28th to October 26th. So essentially, or actually I should finish this paragraph. Each tournament key provides one entry into a special standard tournament, standard format Pokemon Players Cup 2 qualifier tournament queue. No additional tournament keys will be distributed, so every eligible player will have the same amount of chances to qualify for the Pokemon Players Cup 2. So let's stop there. Every player that has their PTCGO connected to their player's account on Pokemon.com, so essentially you have your Pop ID connected to your PTCGO account, will receive 50 tournament keys, and you will receive them on September 28th, and then you have just under a month to play up to 50 tournaments in this special queue to qualify for the Players' Cup. Each tournament key provides one entry, we read that. Additionally, tournament rep awards will be disabled for all other standard format tournament queues for the duration of the qualification period. So the only players that will appear on the October standard format tournament rep leaderboard will be those participating in the Players Cup 2 qualifier tournaments. This saves a lot of trouble from like looking in the tournament queue. Basically, it saves them from adding a separate tournament rep ratings board on the site, or leaderboard on the site. So this is nice. Nobody really cares about tournament rep anyway. This is the only use it's ever had. So just disabling it for all other standard format tournament queues other than the Players Cup queue is fine. So yeah, in order to receive these tournament keys, a player must meet all the eligibility requirements and have logged into the Pokemon TCG Online with a Pokemon Trainer Club account that has a linked player ID between the dates of June 21st and September 21st. Tournament keys will appear in accounts on September 25th. So you'll get the tournament keys on September 25th, and the events will start on September 28th. That probably gives them time, like if people who were eligible didn't receive them, or people received too many or too little, or some kind of errors, it gives 3 days to fix things like that, so that's nice. In addition, the way tournament rep is calculated has been updated since the first Pokemon Players Cup. Well, it's being updated for the first time ever, I think. So first place gets 5 points, second place gets 3 points, third and fourth get 1 point each. 5th through 8th place get 0 points. Would you look at that? That makes sense. Okay, so basically these are going to be 8-man events still. You win your first round, you go into 3rd, 4th place territory. If you win your first round and lose, you get 1 point. If you win your first 2 rounds, you get 3 points. If you win all 3 rounds, you get 5 points. Great. So you get 50 chances to enter. If you enter 50 tournaments and you win all 50 of them, you would end with 250 tournament rep. If you got second place in all of them, you would end with 150 tournament rep. And you guessed it, if you got third or fourth place in all of them, you would earn 50 tournament rep. So this is still going to work the same way. NA, Europe, and Latin America will all have 256 players that move through via tournament rep, and Oceania will have 128. Now, the Oceania rating zone only comprises of Australia and New Zealand. November, these players will compete in a region qualifier. Each region qualifier will be a separate double elimination bracket taking place over 2 weekends. Just like the last time, you register your deck list and you stick with a deck throughout all of that. Then, yeah, November 7th will be double elimination until 16 players remain. November 14th will be bracket until 4 players remain. Okay, so actually this is slightly different. I think last time they did 3 weekends. Yeah, they definitely did 3 weekends last time. So this time they're doing it in just 2 weekends, which is nice. So yeah, here they'll play until there's 16 players, and then here they'll play until there's 4. Global finals will have 16 players, 4 from each region, and that will be on December 5th. So we'll definitely have the newest set legal for that one. And I was thinking, will we have Champions Path for... We'll have Champions Path legal at some point within the qualifying queues on PTCGO. I'm not sure if it'll be legal on September 28th, though, because I don't even know when it comes out. So yeah, I'm ecstatic about these updates and changes. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I actually think Pokemon TCG Online is the first online card game to ever disperse a specific amount of tournament keys to everybody to play in a specific event queue to qualify for a bigger tournament. I don't think anybody's ever done that. And while I always complain about there being no ranked ladder because there should be a ranked ladder in every game, this is really great. Like, I'm so happy and shocked to see Pokemon put this together when, I mean, I'll be the first to say it all the time that Pokemon seems to be behind in the times, and just Nintendo related things are always behind in the times. Or even just maybe a little bit watered down because they're more kid-friendly. So competitive isn't their main concern, although it's the main concern of their competitive players. But this is really great. I'm really, really happy with this. The one thing I could see that... I had one thing that I had a problem with the 50 tournament keys. I guess an issue could be if there are too many people tied because there's exactly 50. So if there's too many people tied at like 256, I'm not sure how they're fixing the tiebreakers. They might have said something about that in the frequently asked questions if they have tiebreaker answers. So let's just check the facts real quick. How do I get tournament keys? How do I earn rep? What are the tiebreakers? Look at that. They did. Awesome. First tiebreaker. Total first place finishes, total second, total third, total fourth. That's awesome. So they already have tiebreakers in place. That's really great. If players like complain they couldn't finish all 50 of their events, well, that's on them, I guess. I think 50 is a great number for this. Yeah, I think 50 works really well. I really thought I had another potential problem why this could maybe not work, but I honestly think it's a really great system. So yeah, really happy to see TPCI putting a change into a new feature into Pokemon TCG Online, specifically for something that's competitive to make this work during the pandemic. So Players Cup 2, I think, will be a great success. I think more people will try to qualify for it. What does suck is that, like, you know, the double elimination brackets do go by kind of quickly. So you grind and grind and grind to get into this, and you know, you might just lose 2 games and you're out, but that's kind of how Worlds works as well. So I guess it's that same kind of grind, and you just have to perform really, really well. You know, only 4 players make it to the top 16, but I think it's nice enough to even make it into the top 256, because you do get the, you know, the special deck and the special deck box and sleeves and packs of cards, just like you would get if you qualified for Worlds. You get the mat and the sleeves and everything like that. So I'm really excited for this. I think it's a great, great, great improvement. And I hope we see even more great improvements to come from TPCI and Pokemon TCG Online. If you have any questions, go to Pokemon.com, because they have all this information here. They have the facts if you're interested in the Pokemon VG, then they also have that. But I think all the information you could possibly need is here. If you do not know how to connect your Pokemon TCGO to your Trainer Club account, or you do not have a Pop ID or Trainer Club account, you're going to want to click log in here. If you don't have one, you can make one, but I actually believe you had to make one to get PTCGO. So you have a Trainer Club account, but if you do not have a Pop ID yet, you can actually get one right in your Trainer Club account. You can just say, please give me a new Pop ID. If you already have one that you had from a tournament, you can add that as well. And if you have any issues with that, you can contact customer service. And my mom actually had to contact customer service about a Pop ID issue for this exact reason today, and they got back to her in like an hour and fixed the problem immediately. So I was really, really happy with that. Basically, it seems like TPCI, PTCGO, the Players Cup 2, firing on all cylinders. I expect this to be a success. I expect a lot of people to be happy with it, and I'm very excited for the future. So yeah, I hope you liked some of this information and wanted to hear about my thoughts on it. And if you didn't, you probably aren't still here. So thanks for sticking around for the video. As always, subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more competitive Pokemon TCG content, because I'm trying to provide that daily. And I hope you have a good day. See you next time here on Celio's Network.